Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the ManDem United podcast, the podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. So please keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United related. Please make sure whether you're watching this live right now or you're watching this back after the live, make sure you hit the like button on the video. Vitally important you do that. It helps us grow people. So make sure as soon as you land, you hit that like button. Share this across all the socials as well. All the social media apps you are active on, share it across all of them. And on top of those two things, make sure you subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV. Hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit the notification bell as well. It is road to 7K people. The more you lot subscribe, the more content we can do on a regular basis. And look how often we go live already. But like I said, keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United related. You can see from the title, convincing win and performance versus Nottingham Forest. So I'll be discussing that. Obviously, the Sevilla game coming up on Thursday. Who's missing from the Sevilla game? All the injuries. I can see you lot in the chat talking about the potential takeover or takeover not happening. So we'll get to all those things as well. Big up to United for Life, says big up Flawless and everyone. My iftar will start in 10 minutes. I hope I pronounced that right. I'll be eating while listening to y'all. After the show, we'll hit the gym. Hey, big up, man. And big up to everyone who's fasting and everything like that. Dalot in the inverted wingback role last night was a great idea. He used him as the ace card. I believe we have a tactical genius. He's doing miracles with the current squad. I believe so too. Dalot's the only fullback we have that scores that goal. That goal I scored for Dalot, and yes, I have my thoughts on Dalot. I spoke on him in depth many times where I think he's a good fullback, but I want him moved on because I think that's it. But yesterday, like all of them, very good. And Dalot in particular, even outside of the goal, never had no issues with Dalot in terms of like physically, he's fine in terms of a great engine, quick, direct with the ball, direct runner, technically sound, can use his right foot, can use his left foot as well. So no issues with Dalot in games like that. And seeing him use, he's played left back before for us anyway. I know Mourinho's used him as a left back. I know that people have said that he played left back when he was on loan at AC Milan. Technically, that's how good he is, that he can play right back or left back. And him going forward in that position till the end of the season could be a big bonus for us. Something else over that side. Because it was Double A who said it on Saeed's channel yesterday where we've been linked with Frimpong. So let's say we get Frimpong in. So then it'd be Frimpong and Wan-Bissaka for the right back role, Dalot and Malacia for the left back spot, and then Luke Shaw will be a backup centre back to Martinez. And then if we move on Maguire, then it's Martinez, Shaw for the left centre back role. Then you've got Varane, Lindelof for the other. If we do sign another centre back, that's a good five. I've wanted that for the longest. I've said this, even though I would prefer us to go and sign a new left back as well, because I want two new fullbacks. That's a great step in the right direction. But of course, a lot of that will depend on any potential takeover as well. Big up Booklock, big up Star-Lord, Cobra. I see all you lot. Big up all the regulars or the new people as well. Are you worried about the report that Glazers are staying with minor investment? But look, the reason why I'm not worried about it is because people are guessing. That's what I'd say. The majority of people are guessing. That's why I don't think many people know what's going on. Even the reports, even mainstream media, don't know what's happening and what's going on. So, you know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. I'm just waiting. We've had 2 rounds of bids, and then reports came out a few days ago of a 3rd round of bids. So if the Glazers are just looking for a minor investment to stay, why would they be telling the Qatari, I can't remember his name, but the Qatari guy and Radcliffe for a 3rd round of bids if you're just looking for minor investment? They're just trying to drive the price up. I'm saying they're just trying to drive the price up, and that's all it is. That's all. That's how I look at it. That's just me guessing. Big up RJ, big up Manj as well. RJ says United have interest in signing Gravenberch and have contacted his agent. Would you take him, Flawless? He has a good relationship with Ten Hag. Never watched him play. You're gonna have to tell me what type of midfielder is he. Like, let me know who's he like, not in terms of skill, but in terms of profile. If there anyone like close in our squad or just in the Premier League who he's like. I don't know anything about Gravenberch. Big up MUTube, who says one of my top United fan channels. Keep up the good work, Flawless. Keep up the grind. Appreciated, man. Appreciated. Love. Assad says, Flawless, you finally left that dungeon and got a new setup with natural lighting. Nah, that's my bedroom that I'm normally in. Obviously, I'm in a new setup now. I just turn off the light because the light will be shining and you won't be able to see me. See, RJ prefers that setup. Big up, Flawless. Big up to you. Joe R says, yo, bro, I think Dalot might actually be better as an inverted fullback that goes into midfield. He has all the attributes to do it. Because not only can he overlap, because he's good at overlapping, because like I said, he's an athlete and he's a direct runner. He's also good enough when he inverts. He's technically sound as well with the ball at his feet. He's very comfortable. He's very, very comfortable. So yeah, him inverting from the left, I have no qualms with. Like against Thursday, I mean on Thursday against Sevilla or in the semi-final against Brighton. If I see Dalot doing that job and playing left back, I have no issues with it whatsoever. Because like I stated, outside of the goal, I thought he was very good, but so was everyone. I'm going to get into that as well. I know most of it's guesswork, but I can't be looking at these parasites anymore. Yo, patience, man. Patience. That's all I would say. Patience. United for Life says, every curveball thrown at Ten Hag suspension injuries, he will always find a solution. I can't wait to see 8 or 9 of Ten Hag's players on the pitch that will allow him to complete his system. Fully with you, United for Life. This is why I'm fully backing the manager. This is why I don't hear heavy criticism of him. Not that he's above criticism, because nobody is. But look at what he's dealing with. I've said it all season long. Look at the team. And people are talking about us in a title race. We've won 1 trophy. We can still win 2 more. Not necessarily saying we will, but look at the team and what he's doing. Look at the players he brought off the bench against Sevilla. Take Eriksen out of it. Eriksen's a quality player. He brought on Weghorst, Pellistri, Alanga, Maguire. Like I stated yesterday, there's teams battling relegation who will bring on more quality off their bench. Guaranteed. Either this weekend just gone or the weekend before, there's a Premier League side battling relegation who made 4 or 5 subs and it was of better quality than what we brought off the bench. What do you expect him to do with that? All them players I just named are either unproven or not good enough. And we're in the Europa League quarterfinal, and that's what he's bringing off the bench. Bear in mind, it wasn't at that point an injury crisis. Who was missing? Rashford was missing. Garnacho was missing. That was it. It was 2 players. That's how short our squad is in terms of not only quality, but also quantity as well. United Spurs of America says, big up, Flawless. Big up to you. Adil says, Flawless, if I'm being honest, channels like yourself, Saeed and Nuruddin need more recognition, hard work, and good content. Love for the kind words, Adil. What I'd say to that is all you lot have to do is just keep supporting. That's it. That's what all you lot have to do is keep supporting, keep watching, keep liking all the videos, continue to share across the socials and subscribe. That's why I say it across at the start of every live stream, because that's all it will take. I'm saying the more you lot continue to support, the more people will get here. And we've seen the growth. Those that have been here for any extended period of time will have seen the growth of the channel, but we want it to grow further. And that's the plan. That's why you lot need to continue to bump up the likes as well. What we at? We're over 30 of you lot. Let's get us up to 20 likes, please. Let's get us up to 20 likes. And how many subscribers we got? Still road to 6,320. That's where we're trying to go, because it's road to 7K. So hit the subscribe button. But get us over 6,000. Get us to 6,320. Only 2 more subscribers. Joa says the midfield was perfect yesterday. Casemiro just did his job, and both the midfielders had a field day. Pretty much so. Gravenberch, I would say, is closer to Pogba type profile, Flawless, to be specific. He's turning 21 this year, young player. So he's more attacking than he is defensive. So you would say his attacking attributes are better than his defensive attributes. All right, Fez. Third Eye says, we need more goals in the squad. Jonathan David is elite movement / pressing, clinical in the box. He makes the runs we need. He needs to put in the work that Weggy does, but he can score. We do need more goals in the team. This is why I've said we need 3 strikers, 2 minimum, depending on what goes on with Martial. But we definitely need 2 strikers. To me, we need a new number 10. We also need a new deep line playmaker on the Eriksen role. We also need 2 new fullbacks. All of those players I mentioned improve us going forward in terms of creating chances and or scoring goals. So yeah, I agree. Rashford, Shaw, Martinez, Varane are all starters in my opinion. Fair. I'm not even going to argue with that. They have been all starters. But the fact that Shaw is a starter here is an issue. That's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's an issue. That's a problem within itself. That Shaw is starting for us week in, week out, because he's not good enough. And when I say he's not good enough, Manchester United's aim and what we all want in the chat as Manchester United fans is Manchester United to compete for Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues. I genuinely don't believe Luke Shaw is good enough. He's not of that level. He's not, to me. He's not good enough. Flawless, I don't want to see Bruno slander that he's not good enough, bro. Well, tell Bruno to perform better than Dominic. The reason why I criticize Bruno is because he doesn't play well often enough. That's what it is. Consistency. All right, let's get to this. He's created more chances than anyone joining the Premier League in this since joining. That stat is crazy. Just because you create chances don't mean you're creative. Because let's go to it. I'll go back to the list. Hold up. I did this, yeah? I did this last time. So already the Bruno Fernandes is in the building rather than this man just perform better. Okay, let me get to this. Most chances created in the Premier League this season. This season, people. So tell me how creative you think these players are. So De Bruyne is number 1. Bruno's number 2 on the list. You know who's number 6 on the list? James Ward-Prowse. You know who's number 7 on the list? Pascal Gross. You know who's number 8 on the list? A man we sold, Andreas Pereira. You know who's number 9 on the list? Solly March. None of those players are classed as creative players. We don't want any of them players at Manchester United. I've never heard anyone anywhere on this channel, on any other channel, any of the panelists, social media say, bring me James Ward-Prowse to my football club. Get Pascal Gross to Manchester United. Get Andreas Pereira back. Go and get Solly March. So this is how this can be a lie. That's why I don't look at creative chances. I watch the game with my 2 eyeballs. And his performances have not been good enough. He's not consistent. Was he good yesterday against Forest? Exceptional. He was excellent against Forest. Are we going to forget about his performance against Sevilla? Or is that what we're going to do? Are we just going to bypass his performance against Sevilla, which wasn't good? Or, all right, let's go further. Let me look at Manchester United's recent fixtures. Okay, let's go to this. And we'll just go through it. You know what I'm saying? We'll just go through his poor performances over the past few weeks. Okay, so where he played, Sevilla, he was no good. Against Everton, very good. Against Brentford, also good. Against Newcastle, woeful. Against Fulham, also woeful. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in his last 6 games, he's played well in 3 matches and played poorly in 3 matches. That's inconsistent. It's not good enough. That's just the last 6. And if I keep going further, there's more. But Southampton, he wasn't good. I'm saying Betis, he was good. Liverpool, he was awful. West Ham, he wasn't good. Newcastle in the final, he wasn't good. Barcelona second leg, he wasn't good. Leicester at home, he was very good. Barcelona away, he was very good. Leeds away, he was decent. Leeds at home, not so good. That's all the way to the 8th of February. It's the 17th of April. See how easy I can do this? See how easy I can do this? So easy and simple to do because nobody's talking about. Nah, it's not about letting him influence me. It's facts. You know what I'm saying? Man can't ever talk about this guy's performances. Was he good in any of those games? I just said no. Was he good in any of those games I said he wasn't good in? Man just can't admit that he's not that good. All the time. All the time. Didn't even get to it. I was about to praise him. And then here comes someone, oh, you got to admit he's good. Where was man after Fulham? After the Sevilla game, no one went talk. He was awful against Sevilla. What are we doing? Go on, someone tell me I'm lying in the chat. Oh, someone tell me I'm lying in the chat. Ridiculous. Outrageous. Oh, he's created more chances. Okay, Pascal Gross is on the top 10 list. So let's get Pascal Gross in. Ward-Prowse is 6. So let's get him. Andreas Pereira is 8. Let's get Andreas Pereira back. No, just because you're on the chances just because you're on the created most chance list doesn't mean you're creative. Because nobody's taking Solly March or Andreas Pereira or Pascal Gross at their football club. So we're saying Pascal Gross is more creative than Bernardo Silva. Is that what we're saying? No, he's not. We all know this. But we move. Glad you like the new setup, Vafa. Big up. I'm saying this stat is crazy. There's only one player in Europe that has more GNA than Bruno since he joined United, and that's Messi. And that doesn't make him good just because you get goals and assists. What have we won in that period? That entire period, what have we won? It's a team game. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? That's because there was no Eriksen or Casemiro. He's just not that good. You know what I'm saying? If you need 2 other players to perform, that doesn't mean you're that good. That's legit it. That's what that is. Because I've seen Casemiro perform without Eriksen. I've seen Eriksen perform without Casemiro. If you need top players to perform around you, you're not a top player. If you only perform when there's good players around you. Because I've seen Casemiro perform next to McTominay. I've seen Casemiro perform next to Fred. I've seen Eriksen perform next to those 2 also. I've seen Rashford perform next to Weghorst. Like, what are we doing? Like, this is what I'm saying. I love people saying Bruno is crap. You watch, once we get this team up and running, Bruno will pick up better than any year he's been here. I can say that for any player. Yeah, just again, Hector, just because you score goals and assists doesn't make you a good player. know what I'm saying? I don't, but Star-Lord, take that up to them because I don't use that for Pogba. So quote me on what I said. Don't tell me about what others use as excuses because I don't use what other people say against you. Quote me on what I said. This is not a Twitter space. This is not social media. I'm talking to you lot directly. So don't quote me on what other people said because I don't quote you on what other people said. So don't do that. He's just not that good. He wasn't good. And see how no one in the chat said, nah, he was good against Sevilla, or he was good against Fulham, or he was good against Liverpool. No, he was poor in all those games. So let's hold him accountable. Was he very good against Forest yesterday? Absolutely. What have I spoken about with Bruno? Consistency. Consistently perform. We've had the same conversation, in particular, me and you, Star-Lord, throughout the season. Over a long time. Akam's job is to get GNA, to be honest. If you don't get GNA, what's your purpose in his role? No, it's both. Akam's role is not only to get goals and assists, but also to be good for the team as well. So it's not. That's incorrect, Joe. Who told you that? That's completely incorrect. Attacking midfielder's role is not only to get goals and assists. That's one of them. It's also to be a great foil for your team and be good outside of goals and assists. Because again, just because you get goals and assists doesn't make you a good player. Not in the slightest. I don't know who told you that, but I'm telling you right now, that's incorrect. And that's not opinion, that's fact. That's fact. Same way the chances created list is no indication of being creative. Because by that metric, Andres Pereira and Solly March are more creative than Mahrez, are more creative than Bernardo Silva. See how silly it sounds when I say those two things, because we know it's silly. But again, people are going to use whatever they want to use to back their guy. If this guy performed better, I would not criticize him. If he performed like he did against Forest week in, week out, I go, fairs. But I know there's a bad performance on the way. I know it because I've seen it. I just said in his last 6 games, he's played well in 3 and he's played poor in 3. That makes him inconsistent. And then people want to make excuses, oh, no Casemiro, no Eriksen, blah, blah. So you're not very good then if you only perform with players around you. I'm tired of defending these men. Yes, Iniesta and Xavi had awful GNA, so they're awful players. Zidane's GNA wasn't the best. We're going to say Bruno's better than Zidane. No, and these jokers in the chat, they'll probably say, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so based on that logic, Santi Cazorla is trashed and same with Bernardo Silva and Dybala. See, some of the people in the comment section get it. Some people in the comment section, they get it. Like I say, Bernardo Silva is miles better than Bruno Fernandes. But according to the goals and assist chart, Bruno Fernandes, Ward-Prowse, Solly March, Pascal Gross, Andreas Pereira are more creative than Bernardo Silva, Mahrez, Foden. Okay. But if we say who would you rather have, we know who we're taking. And it's not Solly March or Pascal Gross or James Ward-Prowse. Yeah, like here we go. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like people just be saying, I didn't even get to it, man. Already trying to defend him. And I didn't even say anything about him. This is how insecure these Bruno stands are. I didn't even say nothing about him. Said nothing. I was actually about to praise him. And I was about to praise the team because I didn't manage to get into the actual game itself. Man, like, how can you criticize Bruno? Where was you lot after Fulham? You lot weren't saying nothing after the Fulham game. 0 after the Fulham. You man weren't saying nothing after the Newcastle game. You man weren't saying nothing after the Sevilla game last Thursday. But as soon as he plays well against Forest, or he plays well against Everton, or he plays well against Brentford, how can you criticize Bruno? How about Bruno performs better? How about he performs consistently? What are we doing here? You lot continue to bump up the likes as well. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't. I'm saying, like, what are we doing here? Stop it, Flawless. We're better with him. All right, we got to this. We're better with him than without him. Based off of what? How often have we been without him this season to prove that? Tell me when we played 3, 4, 5 matches without him to say this is true. You know what I'm saying? Tell me this. When did this happen? Someone tell me. Like, because somebody said, was it Star-Lord? Star-Lord said this last time. See, you man sing from the same hymn sheet, you Bruno stand. So Dominic, please tell me. Please answer my question. All our goals came from Bruno passes mainly. Can't say the same about Bernardo. So you're telling me Bruno Fernandes is a better player than Bernardo Silva, Joe? That's what I'm asking you. That's what I'm asking you. Please answer that as well. No. My point is there's no defense of Bruno once he has a bad game. You know what I'm saying? And that no, Joe. That's not what I said. I said to you, I asked you specifically, let me start this before I forget. Is Bruno Fernandes a better player than Bernardo Silva? That's all I'm asking you. Because you said all our goals came from Bruno passes mainly. Can't say the same about Bernardo. So can you please answer my question? That's all I want to know. Because I answer all your lot's questions, so don't duck mine, please. And Dominic, same to you again, because you said again, let me repeat this. Stop it, Flawless. We're better with him than without him. Name when we've played 3, 4, 5 matches for this to be true. Please. Please. I want to know. That's what I want to know. No. What do you mean twisting my words, bro? I'm saying Bruno is our main creator, hence why GNA is important for him. De Bruyne is their creator. Answer the question regardless. It's not twisting your words. You know what I'm saying? I'm asking you a question. Is Bruno Fernandes a better player than Bernardo Silva? Simple. So yes or no. Why can that not be answered? Why can I not ask that? Because you're saying Bernardo Silva is not their main creator. Cool. Who's the better player? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Yes, you do need that. Star-Lord, don't try it. You know what I'm saying? Star-Lord, do not try it. Yes, you do need that because you got caught up on this last time. You said you don't need 5 games on the trot. There's no evidence to prove it. This is all opinion-based. People are saying we're better with him than without him. When have we been without him to say this is true? What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? No. Not probably not. Answer the question. Don't hit me with the probably not. Is Bruno Fernandes a better player but is Bernardo Silva is Bruno Fernandes a better player than Bernardo Silva? So yes or no question. Why don't you lot want to answer questions all of a sudden? What are we doing? Okay, Star-Lord, we got nothing else to say. If you think Bruno Fernandes is a better 10 than Bernardo Silva, we got nothing else to discuss. You know what I'm saying? Answer the question, Dominic. You know what I'm saying? I'll ask you the same question that I asked just before. When have we played consistently without him to say that we are better with him? Someone tell me. When have we played 3, 4, 5 matches? Just saying. Like, that's it. I never said you compared them. I'm asking the question. Never said you compared them. So it is very relevant. I'm saying, like, who's the better football player? Because you're talking about goals and assists. Because Bernardo Silva has more. You know the answer, but you just don't want to answer the question. See this, people. Man don't want to answer questions. Man don't want to answer questions. Yeah, Taza. I didn't even manage to get to the game, Taza. I didn't even manage to get to the game. A man already, you know what I'm saying, backing this guy already because he played a good match, which he was very good. No. You do need, you do need many games. Of course you do. Of course you do. I need a bigger sample size. There's no evidence to show. There's zero. Let me clarify this. There's zero evidence to show we are better with him than we are without him because we've not seen us without him. We haven't played without him often enough. I said this last time. I actually want to see us without him to see how we play over a consistent period of time. When I say consistent, I'm saying 4, 5, 6 matches. Didn't even get to it, Taza. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even get to the game. A man already, you know what I'm saying, because he played. But again, after Sevilla, nobody was here backing Bruno. After Fulham, no one was here backing Bruno. After the Barcelona second leg game, no one was here backing Bruno. After Newcastle, no one was here backing Bruno. Both Newcastle games, both the final and the league game. Like, what are we doing here? Man is saying, oh, we play better with him. Based off of what? There's no evidence to suggest that. Zero evidence. He was bad versus Sevilla, Joe. Hey, Joe, before I even get to you, is he a better player than Bernardo Silva? That's what I want to know. Who's the better player? I need to gauge where you lot rate this man. Oh, we know Bernardo Silva's levels above Bruno. We know this, but man like Star-Lord are going to lie about it. But I just want to see if Joe going to join the lie. How far are you going to go with the lie? Because then I know what we're dealing with. If you think Bruno Fernandes is a better footballer than Bernardo Silva. Like, this is not what I'm talking. I didn't even manage to get to it. I was going to praise the man. That's the crazy part. I was going to praise him. I was going to get to it. The man jumped out the window already. I'm saying Dominic wasn't here after he played Sevilla. Dominic wasn't here after the Newcastle game. Dominic wasn't here after the Newcastle League game. Dominic wasn't here after Fulham. But you'll pull up when he has a good game. What are we doing? What are we doing? And again, no evidence, man. It's all opinion-based. There's no evidence to suggest these type of things. Oh, we play better with him. Based off of what? Bruno's a better... Okay, if you think Bruno's a better 10 than Bernardo Silva, cool. All right. Star-Lord, you answered the question. You want to die on that hill? Die on that hill. Cool. I have no qualms. I'm saying. No qualms. Whatever in it. Whatever in it. Again, you lot still ain't answering my questions. I want to know this. Where's this evidence to suggest we're better without him? Because we need games. Otherwise, you're just stating an opinion. I'm not even saying necessarily we are better without him. I just want to see it. I'm saying I just want to see it, just to see. Like, I'm interested to see it against Sevilla, but I'm not going to go off that one game. No, Joa, no one's talking about Eriksen. I asked you specifically about Bernardo Silva. So I'll ask you again, Joe. Who's the better player, Bruno or Bernardo Silva? Don't hit us with the probably. You know what I'm saying? Make the statement. Back your guy in it. You know what I'm saying? When Bruno's not on the pitch long enough, I need a bigger sample size. I need 3, 4, 5 matches. I don't need 1 or 2 matches because we've lost games with him. What are we doing? Oh, so Bernardo Silva's the better. All right, my bad, Joe. I missed that. My bad. The chat is going crazy. So Bernardo Silva's a better player. You know what I'm saying? Don't try and caveat it and throw in red herrings and say one's a better 10, one's a better midfielder. I just ask who's the better overall footballer. That's it. That's all it is. Right, we've got somewhere. We've got somewhere. So Star-Lord thinks that Bruno's better than Bernardo Silva. Joe doesn't. All right, cool. Flawless, honestly, I hope we keep both Wan-Bissaka and Dalot. Not particularly. I want a new right back. I want us to keep Wan-Bissaka, but I'd want a new right back. I've spoken on this in depth. I want a new right back in front. Absolutely. I want a new right back in front of Wan-Bissaka and then have Wan-Bissaka as backup, even though Wan-Bissaka was good yesterday as well. Yeah. Yeah, so we know what it is, man, with Bruno. We know what it is. That's why people have to defend him. So, you know what I'm saying? So, I love Bernardo. I think he's unreal, so I ain't saying anything bad about Bruno. I'm not saying anything bad about Bruno about that. I was just gauging where we rate this man. Because Bernardo Silva is an incredible footballer. That's why I used him as the example. I used him because he's a very extremely talented footballer, productive as well. So that's why I gauged it. Because if you think Bruno's as good as Bernardo Silva, I don't know what you smoking. I don't know what to say. And then people start making up things. We had this conversation last week, Friday. Ironically, the last time we did this show. And Star-Lord now wants to switch back. You know what I'm saying? Because we haven't seen Manchester United without Bruno Fernandes to say we're better with him or without him. I'm not saying we're better without him. Them words never left my mouth. I'm just saying I want to see it. And guess what? If we beat Sevilla on Thursday without him, I'm not going to sit on here and be like, yeah, well, we're much better without him. We should sell him. No, because that's one match. But I know what will happen if we lose or we miss Bruno. Like, we haven't got packed with Bruno countless times. Packed with him countless times. Again, this is what I'm talking. This is results-based analysis. One game. Bruno's played the majority of the matches. So to say we're better without him is just, better with him is just incorrect. I remember when Eriksen played Cam versus City, not that he was bad, but he didn't have the intensity of Bruno. Again, one match. I need to see Eriksen 4 or 5 games there. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I need to say. 4 or 5 games. We know Bruno don't turn up versus top 4 teams. Can't be a top player good at best. Thoughts on Ten Hag comparing Anthony to Robin. What did he say? Because I don't think he compared him. What did he say? What did he say? What's going on? What did he say? What did he say? And what you asking about, who's better about Mahrez or Salah? Both top quality players. But Salah. Both top-notch players. Without doubt. Like, both top quality players. I don't know why man are asking about Salah or Mahrez. What are we doing? And if you think Salah's just a GNA merchant, you're not watching Liverpool. If you think Salah's just goals and assists for Liverpool, you know what I'm saying? But we move. He said they both have one trick and it's unstoppable. For Robin, that is correct. Anthony's got levels to go, but he was very good. That's probably the best performance I've seen from him all around in the United shirt. He needs to perform at that. Needs to be his worst. Not that he's been bad before. I actually think he's been decent as of late. But that was very, very good, even outside of the goal and the assist. So we know the answer, man. We know the answer when it comes to Bruno. Mahrez is a better dribbler, but Salah gets the output and he's the main man. That's fair. Both 2 top quality players. Absolutely. If someone said Mahrez is better than Salah, I wouldn't argue them down. If someone said Salah is better than Mahrez, I wouldn't argue them down. Two top quality players, both effective, both good overall for the team, both get output, both have helped their team. Both have helped their team win major trophies. Both have helped their team compete for major trophies. Like both consistently play well and at a high level. And now, but Mahrez is more technical than Salah. That's why I asked. Yeah, Mahrez is more technical than Salah. No one disputing that. So I'm lost. What's your name? Is it Kirafin? Has to say, yeah, why you asked about Mahrez or Salah. Yes, Mahrez is more technical. Nobody would dispute that. Maybe Star-Lord would, but nobody else would dispute that. Mahrez is one of the best. They're two of the best right wingers ever in the Premier League. Ever. Top quality, ever. Like, top notch. You know what I'm saying? And that, like, absolutely. It is. But yeah, Anthony was, very good yesterday. Like I said, best performance I've seen from him in a while and that. Kamara said it. Mahrez offers more for the team to me. That's why I said, whoever somebody picks, I wouldn't argue you down either way. If someone says Salah's better than Mahrez, cool. If someone says Mahrez is better than Salah, cool. Both top quality. Big up Riddle me this as well. Says Ahoy Flawless. Big up. Large up everyone. Man says, what does Bruno do wrong other than consistency? This is what I'm talking. What do you mean? What does Bruno do wrong other than his consistency? Consistency is number one. That's the number one thing that all top teams and top players have in common. Whether you rate players or not, any top team who's been successful over any period, their players are they're better players. Their starting 11 are consistent. See what I'm talking about? But man want to move goalposts. He's not good enough. That's the problem. He has too many bad games and too many average games for me. That's why you have to be here backing him all of the time. Because if he just performed well, I show up. If he performs like he did against Forest, week in, week out, 9 games out of 10, 8 games out of 10, guess what? When he has a poor game, I go, yeah, it's a one-off, I go, yeah, it's a one-off. Same way if Casemiro has a poor game, I go, you know what, one-off. Martinez has a poor game, I'm like, yeah, one-off. Perform well, perform consistently, and I show up. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying? Just simple as that. Marketek, you know what it is? It's because these men try it. That's why. Because these men just try it. So it's kind of like, all right, let's go to it because clearly you want to have this conversation. Tyrus, I'd even get to everybody's performance. I'm going to, though. I'm going to because I was going to get to Bruno and then man jumped. Why don't you? Whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? Why are you always on Bruno's case? Because he had one good performance. United Devil says, I'm afraid to face Sevilla. Anthony Casemiro, Ericsson, Martial will be a target for season-ending tackles. Did they? Sevilla butchered there. They'll be ready for it. You know what I'm saying? And they're more than fine. They'll look after themselves. They will. They'll look after themselves. Where are we at? Yeah, I don't agree with everyone with that. Everyone needs consistency, but when he plays, see, man, moved it. Now all of a sudden, players don't need consistency. Let this be a lesson. See this? Star-Lord said this. Joe said this. All of a sudden, top players don't need consistency. This makes no sense. So as these men are both admitting, Bruno's not consistent. So you guess what? All top players who win major trophies over a sustained period of time are consistent. Nobody's accepting that. Whether it's City, whether it's Liverpool, whether it's Manchester United in the past, whether it's Arsenal this season, whether it's Chelsea in the past when they've had successful teams, all top players are consistent. Well, all of a sudden, Bruno don't need to be consistent. All of a sudden now, Bruno don't need to be consistent. I don't agree that everyone needs consistency. Well, this is where we what's it called, isn't it? This is where we disagree, and this is just wrong. This is just wrong. Name me a top team that had players that weren't consistent. Anybody in the chat, please. We look at players different, yes, but that's incorrect about not needing consistency. That's just nonsense. That's just stupidness. I'm sorry. It's idiotic. That's an idiotic thought process. Sorry to be so blunt, but that's what it is. Absolutely. Flawless, is it time for Sancho to go? If he can't put up an 8 out of 10 against relegation teams, he won't do it against Bayern, PSG, Madrid, etc. Hey, if we sold him on, I would understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't defend him. I can't defend them performances. I can't defend his current performances. If someone wants him gone, I understand. I just think it screams of Pogba. He's quality player, talented player, just right player, wrong club, wrong time, wrong league. I think you put him in any other European league, he does fine. So yeah, I could. If someone says it's time for him to go, then I'm not going to argue against it. Of course, man. Flawless is a real one. This is why I come here for the live shows to listen to his views. Other channels have bias and one-sided views. Respect, brother. Never. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna call out nonsense. When man say a player doesn't have to be, players don't have to be consistent. What? What? Never happened. You know what I'm saying? All right, Joe, you wrote the comment wrong. You never know with you. I apologize then. If you typed it wrong, fair enough. That's on you. But all right, fair enough. And all of a sudden now, well, Star-Lord said it. Bruno doesn't have to be consistent. What? What are you talking about? What does Bruno do wrong other than his consistency? Huh? So it's okay for him to not be consistent because you like him? No. We won't accept that from anybody else. So why are we accepting that from Bruno? We won't accept that from no one. This is not someone name me a top team that's challenged for top honors. Yeah, I misunderstood. I mean, for you, what else does Bruno do bad other than his consistency? Consistency is the main thing. See, man, so if man is mistyping, cool. Like I can only say what you man wrote. But yeah, I misunderstood. I mean, for what else does Bruno? Consistency is the main thing. I've already said that he's Part G Sung. I've already said I believe he can be an important squad player, but he's not consistent enough. He's not. He's not good enough on the ball. He doesn't excel at anything on a football. So consistency and excelling at anything on the football. That's my two major issues with him. Off the ball is fine. His pressing, his energy, his running. I was an advocate for him starting against Manchester City, both games. I was an advocate for him starting against Barcelona. And I said, I think he was our best attacker in the new camp. I've said this. He's part, for those that don't remember, some of you lot might not be old enough. Park Ji-sung was a winger Manchester United had. Very hard working energy. Man had 4 lungs. Right foot, left foot, could play left wing, could play right wing, could play in the 10. And he would do a job on a fullback. So say a fullback was flying, say it was a right back, say it was a left back, or say it was a deep line playmaker. Like he did a job on Pirlo when we played AC Milan in one of the games. That was Park Ji-sung's job. He still scored goals and got assists and he could play. But his main attributes was his engine. And he was a stopper. He was a spoiler. And that's what Bruno is to me. No disrespect. I love Park Ji-sung. I'm a big fan of Pat, and he was very important to that team being successful. But you know what? He also was consistent. But he was a squad player. He didn't start week in, week out. So when you say, in terms of what does he do wrong? Yes, consistency, number 1. Number 2, he doesn't excel at anything on the ball. Number 3, can't receive the ball. And when I say excel, like there was times in the Sevilla game where he couldn't spin. He couldn't spin. So basically, Bruno was a bad footballer. Bad is strong. He's an average footballer. I'm not going to say he's bad. I think he's a good finisher. I trust him in front of goal. Definitely trust him in front of goal. I trust him hitting the ball into space, like the ball over the top with space to hit. He's a decent crosser too. But he's not agile. How am I older than Bruno and, you know what I'm saying, be on my couch talking and I'm more agile than him? What are we doing? There was 3 times in that game where he tried to turn and spin away from a Sevilla player and he lost it. And he didn't lose it because it was the wrong decision to make. He just didn't have the agility to do it. How can you not be agile? Go do some yoga. Where to say? Go do Pilates or something. How am I more agile than him? I'm older than Bruno. And I am not a professional athlete. And I am more agile than him. I have better balance than him. And my balance is nothing crazy. My agility is nothing crazy. He's just not that good. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, his finisher. I won't say he excels at finishing. I think he's a very good finisher. But excelling at finishing, no. I won't say he's an excel. I want to go, oh my God, what? He's not. Ruud van Nistelrooy, somebody mentioned already. He's somebody who excelled at finishing. But Bruno's a very good finisher. What are we doing? Bear in mind, let me repeat that again. I know I repeat myself a lot. It's because some people don't like to hear what I say or misconstrue what I say. I am older than Bruno Fernandes and I have better agility. I have a better balance. And it happened 3 times against Sevilla. And I said it on the watch along on the channel. He can't spin, he can't turn. Big pause, he's stiff. He shouldn't be, because agility is something you can improve upon. All your physical attributes you can improve upon. It's easier to improve on your physical attributes than it is your technical attributes or your mental attributes. Like, what are we doing? How? Yes, Dalot, I know you think he's a top player. I disagree. And the performances match that. The performances match that. How are you so inconsistent? He's part of G-Sunk. Yeah, Fred is part of G-Sunk-esque as well, Ashwin. Well, you know what all them three have in common? Squad players. He's a squad. He should be a squad player. If there's a job to do on a fullback, I would play Bruno Fernandes out wide to do a job on a fullback. 100%. But he don't excel at anything on the ball. Flat-footed, Tyrus, yes. Extremely flat-footed. Extremely. You rate our midfield? You reckon our midfield, I'm guessing that's what you're saying, can dominate Sevilla on Thursday? Yes, because we have Casemiro and Eriksen. So with Casemiro and Eriksen, we have a chance because they're our 2 best midfielders and they're 2 of our most important players. We don't perform like that against Forest without those 2. Those 2 are key to what we do. Like when they don't play, or if they're playing and they're below par, we look like we do against Sevilla. When we're on point, we look how we did against Forest. The majority of our better performances have come when those 2 are fitting on it. This is why I didn't want to hear when people are saying, oh, Eriksen shouldn't play away at the big 6. Like, no. Well, you should put a midfield free play, whether it's Bruno in there with them or it's a Fred next to them or whoever. So do I think we can? Sevilla are crap. Don't get mistaken. Just because we drew 2-2 does not change my thought process and opinion on them. There's a reason they're only 5 points above relegation, because they're crap. We were just crap. And even us being crap, giving them the game, they still couldn't beat us, number 1. And number 2 was 2 deflected goals as well on top of that. Not a good side. They're not. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. Hey, big on Marcel, I see you as well. Larger Paul, you lot. I'm starving all the best questions. Don't worry, people. RJ, I just spoke on it there. Thoughts on Eriksen, quality player, top quality. And even though I think he's top quality, I've said verbatim, I want to upgrade in the summer. He should be the type of player coming off the bench. But I rate Eriksen highly. I've spoken on him in depth. I have. Yeah, man, United Devil. He probably was. I was shouting at my TV on the watch along. I was shouting at him. I hear you. Man, I've asked about this. Thoughts on Kudus from Ajax. Not watched a lot of him. I've not. Would you rather have Maguire and Lindelof in our current midfield or Varane, Martinez, Fred, Eriksen, Bruno? The first one. I trust Casemiro because Casemiro and Eriksen, not only can they help us defensively, they can also help us offensively as well. That's what I would say. Casemiro's a big miss, man. And I'm not, as you know, I'm not a fan of Bruno, and Fred's a squad player at best. That squad is short and it's been short. Yeah, man, RJ, I look good. Thank you. I don't know my age, but I appreciate it, my guy. I don't know why you asking this, but prime RVP or prime rude, prime RVP. I would. That's what I would say. And I'm a few good years older than Bruno. That's the thing. It's not like he's 1 or 2. Yes, Flawless. Big up to you. Question to you, Flawless. What midfield do you want starting against Sevilla? I think it has to be Casemiro, Eriksen, Fred. We got nobody else. Bruno suspended. Sevilla's injured. Sabitz is injured. McTominay's injured. Is there anyone else available? It has to be that midfield. The team picks itself because of injuries. It has to be. I don't know if Shaw will be back. If Shaw's back, I would play Lindelof and Shaw as the centre backs, but I would play Dalot at left back, Wan-Bissaka right back, De Gea in goal, Casemiro, Eriksen, Fred, Sancho, Anthony, Martial. If there's someone I miss, let me know, people. Yep, extremely flat-footed. And I watched Maddison play against Manchester City, and I'm seeing him pick up the ball on the half turn and spin like he's in ballet. That's what I need. I need you to be light-footed. I need you to spin. Let's see. We haven't seen that midfield yet because Bruno hugs all the minutes. Bruno just don't get injured. That's one thing I'll give Bruno. His availability is amazing. This guy just never gets injured. That's why I don't hear the whole thing about, we play better with him. We've not seen us without him. I wanted to see the midfield of, it's a shame Sabitzer got injured because I really wanted to see Sabitzer, Casemiro, Eriksen, just to see how it looks. I like the idea of that midfield. So I was like, all right. And then obviously Sabitzer got injured. So I was like, fuck. But hey, you lot continue to bump up the likes. How many likes are we on? How many likes are we on? We're at 39, 40 likes. Get us up to 50 likes, people. Get us up to 50 likes. Hit the subscribe button as well. Make sure you do so. Hit the subscribe button, please. Please make sure you do so. Yeah, of course, you know what I'm saying? Partey versus Casemiro is always going to be. That's their top player. That's our top player. That's always going to happen. RSV says Ten Hag needs to be ruthless. Like Pep got rid of Nasri, Clichy, Sagno, Navas, etc. Even though they were quality after his first full season. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And absolutely. Joe R says, I think we'll really miss Bruno on Thursday, but Eriksen can play there. So what happens if we win? Say we win and we put in a great performance. If I come on here and say, right, see, that proves we're better without Bruno, you might want to say, no, it's one game. And I wouldn't say that because it is one game. Same way if we play poorly and we go out or we get through, but it's a poor performance, I'm not going to say, well, you lot are going to say, yeah. We're going to see, that proves that we play better with Bruno. We need him. No, we need more than one game. Because you can pinpoint one game at any moment and where we got packed and go, all right, we play worse with him. What are we doing? All right, come on, man. Jay says, I thought Sancho was decent yesterday. I feel he needs to be more direct thoughts. That's not his game. I agree with you, RJ, but he's not a direct winger, so I can't tell him to be more direct. That's like me telling Sancho, saying I want to see Rashford be less direct and be more of a link-up player. That's just not his game. It's not his profile. So that's what it is. But does Sancho, he needs to be better? Yes, he does. Thoughts on Dalot as an inverted left going forward? I like it. For the rest of the season, I like it. I said it right at the very start. I like it. Pac Bandit says, flawless thoughts on buying players, fans, the Young, Bellingham, Maddison, Osherman, Kane, etc. are buying Brighton's recruitment team. Both. You buy players fans know if they fit the system, but you also go and buy unknown players as well. Nobody went talking about Martinez. Nobody went talking about Malacia. Nobody went talking about Anthony. See the impact those three players have made on us this season. So you go and get players like that, but then you go get players we know. Casemiro, Eriksen. Look at the impact they've had on the team. So De Jong, if he wants to be here, makes sense. Bellingham, of course, makes sense. Maddison makes sense. Osherman makes sense. Kane makes sense. It's on Ten Hag and the recruitment team and the staff to make the correct decisions. That's what that is. Your ideal summer window, Mr. Take Note. How long have you got? I've spoken on this many times. 6 new first new teamers, goalkeeper, 2 new fullbacks, central midfielder, attacking midfielder, number 9 for the first team. So that's 6. Goalkeeper, 2 new fullbacks, central midfielder, no new number 10, striker. So that's 6. And then backing that up, new centre back, 2 new central midfielders, 2 strikers. Yeah, that's 11. Is that 11? Let me do that again. Yeah, centre back, 2 midfielders, 2 strikers. Yeah, 11. Pretty much. That's my ideal summer window. 11 players, 6 first teamers, 5 squad players. Is that going to happen? No, but in an ideal world, yes. But in a realistic world, I just take like the 6, improve the spine. Go get me my 4 players for the spine. Go get me my goalkeeper, my central midfielder, my new number 10, and my striker. That's what I would say. Hey, Starlord, big up, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, big up, man. Big up every single time. Would you be happy with Gravenberch and Sabitzer as our only midfielders? I'm not seeing enough of Gravenberch to say. Just Sabitzer, no. Would I sign Sabitzer? Yes, but as a squad player. So, no, I wouldn't be happy with just 2. I think we need another midfielder anyway. If we got Gravenberch and Sabitzer, that means no backup for Casemiro. So, no, I wouldn't be. There's been proof time and time again when we don't play Bruno, the team doesn't perform that well. We will miss his creativity at Sevilla. Zeki, what games this season has that happened? Tell me. Name me the 3, 4, 5 matches we've played where he's not played and we've lacked creativity. When has this happened? Tell me. When has this happened? What are we doing? Again, Bruno stands reaching, as always. Just pure reaching. Yeah, he put in a good performance. He was good. Flawless, what are your thoughts on our academy graduates? Fernandes, who can play left back, Joado, who can play right back. They both look like they have potential. I've not I don't watch the academy, so I don't know. So I don't know about Fernandes. I don't know about Joado either. I don't know about these men. I'm not gonna lie. I got no clue. I'd be lying. Hey, United Devil, big up. Make sure you hit the likes as well, man. Let's punch up the likes. Let's subscribe to the channel. Yeah. But again, people say, oh, we play. Again, back to it. We played, but we miss Bruno's creativity. We've not played consistently without him. Don't give me 1 or 2 games. If we play 4, 5, 6 matches without him and we're poor, then I hear it. Because what happens, we play Sevilla on Thursday without him. So if we play Sevilla on Thursday without him and we're cooking, does that mean we play better without him? No, it doesn't. It's just a one-off game. And I'm not going to use a one-off game to back my whole argument. I need a bigger sample size than 1 game or 2 matches. Bring me 4, 5, 6 matches. Then I go, all right, cool. Like I keep saying, I want to see us without Bruno just to see how we look. Just to see how we look. Who would you take as your defender in the summer? A centre-back or a full-back? Both. We need both. I'm saying I want 2 new full-backs and I want a backup centre-back as well. So it's not one or the other for me. We need to improve expeditiously because this squad is way short. It's way short. I won't go. Sancho just isn't it for me. I don't think he has the fight to win his spot and win those games. I won't go as far to say it's a fight thing. Like I said, I think it's just stylistically, profile-wise. Say it all the time. When you are not pace and power, you will struggle. You see it with Bruno. You give Bruno pace and power, all of a sudden he's so much better. That's why he's not consistent. That's why you, Joe, and Starlord, who just left, stated to me and said, what do you have issues with outside of his creativity? He's just not that good. So he's just not that good. Simple as that. I agree, Cameron. We need to get rid of deadwood players like Maguire and McTominay, for example. They aren't even good enough to be squad players. I agree. We do. We got a lot of players to get rid of. Flawless, we have to take our budget into consideration. Sell to buy is what we might have to work with. It may be. And if we're on a sell to buy model, that is absolutely ridiculous. If Manchester United are on a sell to buy model, what are we, Liverpool? That is outrageous. And Ten Hag should walk. If we're on a sell to buy model, he should walk. Absolutely, because you're being set up to fail. You're not being given the best possible platform to succeed at that point. You should walk. You want to set me up. Flawless, how much do you think we will spend on players if Glazers stay? Probably 150 mil, 200 million, something in that region. Something like that. I would say. That's what I would say. Anthony's been developing for months now. He will never stop taking on his man. I think he will succeed. Yeah, he's been improving. And like I said, against Forest, very good. I'm going to get to the Forest game as well. You lot continue to get your questions in also. It is. Obviously, with Sarcasm City TV, you never know where the conversation is going to go, people. Never know where it's going to go. And like I say, where's Dominic at? Because I asked him questions about Bruno and man disappeared. No, it's this people. Bruno defenders always disappear. Yo, Dominic, where you at? Was it Dominic? Yeah, it was Dominic. Yeah. Dominic, MCR, where you at, man? Where you at? Because man asked you questions and then you disappeared. You know what I'm saying? Like Bruno in a big away game, but we move. You lot continue to bump up the likes as well. How many likes we on? How many likes? We're at 46. Get us up to 50 likes, people. Get us up to 50 likes. Please. Thank you very much. This is how I know people have got a Bruno agenda. Sabitzer scored 2 goals against Sevilla with 55% pass accuracy, 19 attempted passes, and 10 accurate passes, but people said he had a good game. Who said he had a good game? Zeki, who said he had a good game? I criticized. I know you ain't talking about me because I criticized everybody for that Sevilla game, including him. Well, what's crazy is Bruno will put in a performance like that and people will praise him. So it goes hand in hand. He'll score 2 goals, have a 55% pass accuracy, and people tell you he had a good game. People told me he had a good game against Fulham because he scored 2 goals, because he scored a penalty and a goal against 9 men. Awful. Like, so what are we doing? What are we doing here? And Joe, again, moving the goalposts. Our team disappear as a whole away from home, so I don't think it's just Bruno, no, but we're talking specifically about him. I'm not talking about everybody else. Stop moving the goalposts. We're talking specifically about him. No one said it's all his fault. But is he poor away from home? Yes. Look at his performances. What are we doing? You don't hear me say that a lot. What are we doing here? This is why I get asked questions from you, Joe, and others. What outside of his consistency do I have issues with? Like, that's not the most important thing. What are we doing? He's just not that good. And this is why people have to defend him violently. People have to defend him so strongly because he's just not it. But he was very good yesterday. On to yesterday, that performance, convincing win against Nottingham Forest. Very, very, very good performance. Very good performance. Our best away performance in the Premier League all season to me. I can't think of a better one, to be honest. Only thing I can say is we didn't score more goals. We created enough. Martial missed a good chance with the header. Bruno missed a good chance, but everybody was good. Everybody was good. And that's the level of performance we need to be at. That's the level we need to be at. I thought De Gea was good. Didn't have any saves to make. But his distribution was good. Only criticism I have is he could have came from crosses. Could have came for crosses. Wan-Bissaka's been consistently good pretty much since the turn of the World Cup. Since he's been very good. Dalot outside of the goal was very good also. Maguire started off shaky, but got better as the game went on and was much better in the second half. No complaints. Lindelof, fine. On the ball, I've never had no issues with Lindelof. It's been all about him on the ball. I mean, it's been about him defensively. On the ball, never had no issues with him. And he was very, very good. Midfield, I thought Casemiro just went about his job quietly. He did everything he needed to do. Nothing spectacular, no frills. Did his job. Eriksen should have had 2 assists. Because I think he was the one who put in both crosses for both Martial and Bruno when them 2 should have scored. But Eriksen's different quality. He was good. Bruno was very good as well. Wasn't wasteful. Even when he was picking the ball up from deep areas. Had a few shots as well. Was testing the goalkeepers. Thought Bruno was good. Anthony was probably my man of the match, to be honest. I thought he was the best I've seen from him in a minute. Best I've seen from him in a strong minute, Anthony. Like I said, he's been performing well, but that's probably the best performance I've seen from him overall in the United shirt. Sancho was okay. Still need to see more from him, but I don't know if there is more, to be honest, when it comes to Sancho. I'm unsure. Martial, again, was okay. I thought he was actually better against Sevilla. There was a few times the ball didn't stick. A few times he didn't. You know what I'm saying? It was a few loose passes, but he wasn't bad. But overall, good team performance. That's what I like. Not only were individuals good, it was a good team, limited them. Defensively, didn't have a shot on target, dominated the ball, dominated possession, created some clear-cut chances, created a lot of half chances as well, and scored 2 good goals. Scored 2 very good goals, to be honest. Like, it was like the move initially, Martial winning the ball back, actually. Well, the first goal wasn't really a good move, but Martial winning the ball back, he should have actually scored. Anthony following up. The second goal was a good team goal as well. Anthony holding on to the ball, the Vegas run that took one defender away, and then he's played a beautiful pass. Great touch and finish by Dalot. Great touch and finish. Absolutely. Without doubt. Where else we at? Yo, you said any poor? Stop comparing him to others. We're talking about his poor performances away from home. No, I did not say he's been any worse or any better than Casemiro away from home. I did not say he's been any better or any worse than Lisandro Martinez away from home. I'm talking about his poor performances. And his performances away from home in certain games have been shocking. Facts. So instead of deflecting and talking about other players, why don't we just admit that, yo, he's been poor? All this mental gymnastics to defend this guy. Poor away from home. Simple as that. That's a fact. We all watch the matches. Lindelof had a good game, but I need him to continue on that form. Yeah, I hear you. I just don't trust him to. He's a squad player at best. For me, Garnacho comes straight back and takes Sancho's spot. I don't think he takes Sancho's spot because that is because that is Rashford's spot. I don't think they're really competing for like that spot. Rashford's the left winger. Anthony's the right winger. Garnacho and Sancho are both backups. Can Sancho play in the 10? Yes. Could he play false 9? I'd like to see that also, yes. Because he does perform well in central, but he's just got to play better. Yeah, Sancho's not playing poorly. He's just not playing at to the level we know his talent can. That's what I would say. So it says, Flawless, how do you do this with Bruno stands? I can't believe you do this every day. Because they try to come over here like I'm stupid. That's what it is. They try to talk to me like I don't know what I'm watching. It's like, all right, if you want to have the discussion, let's have the discussion. And as always, rather than talk about that man's performances, they'll talk about everything else. Talk about other players and the team and him not having other players around him and other players performing poorly. Mental gymnastics. Rather than just say, wow, he was poor, which he has been at times. But I'll credit him when he plays well. Again, Forest, very good. No complaints. But like I keep stating, if we play well against Sevilla on Thursday, then according to the logic, it's, all right, we play better without him because we played well. So we shouldn't play him. Like, no, it's a one-off game. It's a one-off game. But people are agendas. So it is. People like players. Flawless is Veghorst United's worst striker. No. We've had terrible, we know. We've had worse strikers than Veghorst. Brian, I won't put with Bruno in the team, we can't seem to keep the ball for an extended period of time because he always tries to cross or shoot instead of shifting the ball. His decision-making at times has been poor. Is he a part of that? Yeah, but that's just not his game. This is why I want a new number 10. I've said this. Bring me a new number 10. I've just like, how often do I need to say that I want a new number 10? I just don't think he's that good. It's crazy. He's been poor in big games away from home, but so has Lissandro, and I rate him, so it ain't anything to judge a player. No, it is to judge a player's level of. Because if we're talking about Martinez, I'd say, all right, he's been poor here, he's been good here. One thing I like about Martinez is he's consistently been good. He's consistently performing at a high level. So when he has a bad game, I'm more lenient. Because I'm like, 9 times out of 10, you perform very well. 5 times out of 10, Bruno performs well. And that's not just him. Yes, so the reason why he has to keep bringing up other players because Bruno's performances are not that good. Whereas if we're talking about Martinez, I can tell you that I can count on one hand the amount of bad performances he's had just in the United shirt. I can count on one hand the amount of poor performances Rashford's had, Casemiro's had, Eriksen's had, Varane's had, because they've been our 5 best players this season. Simple as that. If he performed well, man would just shut me up and go, well, he performed well here. When I ran through the games, when I listed through the games, the last 6, he's performed well in 3. He's performed poorly in 3. If you want to give him the Sevilla game, okay, he's performed poorly in 4. I mean, yeah, out of the last 6, he's performed well in 4 and poor in 2. This is not good enough. Even though he was poor against Sevilla. Just because we were winning the game 2-0, what did we do? After we made that assist and we went 2-0 up, what did he do? What did the whole team do? We were poor. We were shocking. Shocking. You know what I'm saying in that? Yeah. Exactly, Kaneki. Yeah. You've been here longer enough. Remember when you rant and Aaron criticized Pogba and no one argued about it because it was needed, but all of a sudden you're not allowed to criticize Bruno because of stats. Facts. I've criticized anyone who's been here long enough. Kaneki, I've heard you mention me on like Red Talk and other stuff before, so you've been here long enough and watching. Much appreciated. You've heard me criticize everybody. It's like last week when last Friday, we had the same discussion on this show, but it was me and Eddie here. You know what I'm saying? And someone said, what did someone say? Oh, someone was talking about, because I was criticizing João Felix. And someone had stated, well, did you criticize? No, it was a Q&A. It was the last Q&A on Friday. And was like, well, did you criticize Sancho in the first 3 months? Yes. No one's above criticism if you perform poorly. I ain't going to defend no one. I ain't going to defend nobody. No. I don't think Bruno's that inconsistent. You just beat your whole argument. I don't think he's that inconsistent. So you think he's inconsistent to some form of level. This is the point I'm making. Words matter, people. Words matter. The fact that you said I don't think Bruno's that inconsistent, not that I don't think Bruno's inconsistent. I don't think he's that inconsistent, which means you are admitting here that he's inconsistent. Absolutely. What's the difference in consistencies between Bruno and Rashford? It's about the same. I disagree with this. Rashford's overall game has been much better this season. Because there's been seasons in the past where Rashford's got goals and assists, and I've been critical of him. But Rashford's overall game has been much better outside of goals and assists. I've seen him put in good performances, and he's not got GNA. So I disagree with this. But again, like you said, I don't think Bruno's that inconsistent. Tells you all you need to know. Would I take Pogba back on a free? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't take him back on a free. Absolutely not. Of course so, man. You lot get it. Why does he keep bringing up other players? Because he's just not that good. Simple as that. Simple as that. It's not an agenda. Where's the agenda? You know what I'm saying? Where's the agenda? What have I said about that man that is incorrect? Let me ask you that, Zeki. So I've responded to this, but please respond to my question. What have I said that is incorrect on Bruno? You know, there's no way Ten Hag drops him, so you can't do this experiment for the team without him. What you can do is pick games. You can do is you can pick games he was on the bench. No, you can't pick out games he was on the bench or substitute because that's not a big enough sample size. And who said, I never said Ten Hag should drop him. Where did I say that? I said I want to see the team without him just to see how it looks. So what are we talking about? Who said to experiment? So again, where's the agenda? What did I say that was incorrect about him? What did Zeki say? Nothing. Nothing. Because there's nothing I'm saying about him that's incorrect. Because everything I'm saying about him is factual. What are we doing? Like I'm saying, it's not again, Zeki. Answer the question. I'm saying, answer the question. Okay, Joa, to you, what does he excel at on the football? And when I say excel on a scale of 0 to 10, he's 8 out of 10 or better, right? Tell me, Joe. Tell me. Oh, yeah, I'll definitely sell Bruno for Maddison and De Jong, even though I don't think De Jong wants to be here. So please, I've asked you a question, Zeki. Joe, I've asked you a question too. Can you please respond to both my questions? Thank you very much. Big up to Dennis in the cut. Says, big up Flawless. What is your prediction against Sevilla? I think you guys will beat them 2-1. It will be a tough game for you lot. They're shit, but their fans can create a loud atmosphere. If we don't win this game, I'll be livid. Livid if we don't win this game. I'm saying livid. Absolutely livid if we don't. Absolutely livid. Again, Joa, answer the question, please. Zeki, same to you. Answer the question. Ask you, man, 2 questions. Separate questions. So he's an 8 out of 10 finisher, easy. 9 out of 10 long passer. So we have difference. 9 out of 10 long passer. No, a 9 out of 10 long passer to me is Luka Modric. Is a Tony Cruz. 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. That's where we have differences. No, he's not. So we're saying he's as good a passer as Modric and Cruz. Is this what we're doing? Is this what we're doing? Is this it? Is this what we're doing? Man said he's a 9 out of 10 long passer. 9 out of 10. What? So he's Modric or Cruz in your eyes then? So what? Yeah, let me ask you that, Joe. What are Modric and Cruz on a scale of 0 to 10? See, this is where things get good, people. So Modric is away. So you're saying Bruno Fernandes is a level below Modric in passing? That's what you're saying, Joe. Bruno Fernandes is 1 level below Modric in passing. That's what you're saying. See, people. See how these Bruno stands are ridiculous. 1 level below. He said Modric is a 10 out of 10. Bruno's a 9 out of 10. Modric is 1 level. Bruno is 1 level above Modric. 1 level below Modric at passing. At football. My God. And I don't think he's an 8 out of 10 finisher either. I don't think he's an 8 out of 10 finisher. No, I don't. At all. Nah, I don't. I don't think he excels. What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? No, Zeki. Oh, if you're behind Zeki, speed up. The question I asked you is, what question did I ask you? Oh, yeah, what did I say about Bruno that was incorrect? No, Joe. You said verbatim. So what you are telling us, Joe, is he's 1 level below Modric at passing. Yes or no? That's what you're saying, Joe. And Zeki, you need to speed up. Because the question I asked you, what did I ask you again? I forgot. What did I ask you? Oh, yeah, what did I say about him that was incorrect? What have I said about him? I'm saying, no, Joe. Answer the question. He's 1 level below Luka Modric at passing a football, long passing. That's what you are saying, correct? Just so we can match this up. Just so we know. No, so I don't want to hear a very highly rate his passing. He excels at it. Now I don't want to do that. Forget all that. You said he's 9 out of 10 at long passing, and Modric is 10 out of 10. So he's one level below. Is that what you're saying? No. Forget that. That's what you're saying. See, this is where man don't want to answer questions now. Answer the question. I'm saying we're gonna assess this now. You said he's one level below Modric at passing the football, long passing. This is what we're saying. And Zeki, you're still here. I still want to know what you gotta say. What have I said about him that's incorrect? Him as a footballer, what have I said about him that's incorrect? Because you said I have an agenda, so please elaborate. Then it's because you know why he's not answering the question. The same way Dominic ducked out before. We know why. We know why. Because man just be saying anything, and then when they get pulled up on it, now they got amnesia. What are we doing? This is why I have these debates, people, because to see how far people will go and die on the hill. And we've had this, many regular watchers will know this. We've had this on ManDem United before. No. So you think he's one level below Luka Modric at passing the football? Yes or no? I want to see you write that. That's what you're admitting. He's one level below. So is he one level below Luka Modric at long passing? Yes or no? Yeah, Kaneki, we know it, man. 8 out of 10 finishes Bale. We know Bruno's not as good a finisher as Gareth Bale. We all know this. You know this. I know this. Anyone with 2 eyeballs knows this. But man want to die on this hill, so it's like, all right, let's see. I'm always interested to see how far people will go with a lie to back a player. I really want to know. No, Zeki, answer the question, Zeki. You said I have an agenda about him. What have I said about him that is incorrect? See, because people just throw out words like agenda when they can't like dissect the argument. No. You ain't understanding what I typed. You're just ignoring all the things. It's not an agenda. Again, what am I suiting? Yo, Taza, you can leave, Taza. No one asked you to come back. You know what I'm saying? Man got main character syndrome. If you don't like the content that's going on, Taza, you can bounce. You ain't understanding what I typed. You're just ignoring all the things that don't suit your agenda. What agenda? What agenda? I asked you a question. I said, what does he excel at? You said he's 9 out of 10 of long passing. I said, what's Modric? You said 10 out of 10. So by that logic, your logic, you're saying he's a level below Luka Modric. So is that what we're admitting? Just so we can gauge the levels. That's what we're saying. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. You said this. Again, now man don't want to answer questions. Now it's, are you trying to switch it up? No, I'm using your words. You said Modric is a 10, Bruno's a 9. So that means there's one level below. My maths ain't the best, but even I can figure that out. What are we doing? Where's his name? What's his name? I forgot his name. Where is it? Zeki, man, where you at? I know you're slightly behind, so you'll catch this up. So you said I have an agenda. What have I said about him that's incorrect? Yeah, I would say Mahrez is an 8 out of 10 finisher. No. Okay, he's not 9 out of 10 passing in comparison to every player, but along with the elite playmakers, that's different. For example, Modric is a 10 out of 10. Bruno's 8 out of 10 on the elite. So you're saying Bruno, now Bruno's an 8 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? So what are we doing here? Again, mental gymnastics. You know what I'm saying in that? Mental gymnastics. Yeah, I know, Taz, I'm clowning. Mental gymnastics as always. I asked you a simple question. What does he excel at on the football? You said he's 9 out of 10 at long passing. And you said Modric is 10 out of 10. So by your logic, Bruno's one level below Modric. And you know that's not right. I know it's incorrect. And everybody in the chat knows it's incorrect. So now he's 8 out of 10, which he's not. Because he doesn't excel at anything on the football. He don't excel at anything. What are we doing? What are we doing? You're not gonna hear me say this. Again, I wanted to come on here and praise this man. But no, Bruno stands want to go over the top. So like they really want to have the conversation. Let's have the conversation. Because I'm open. I don't duck no questions. Like, what does he excel at? Hey, Zeki, where you at, man? Because people just throw out words like agenda and stuff like that because they can't disprove the argument. Poke holes in my argument. Because if I sat in here and said Casemiro's not very good, people would have a list of reasons as to why he is good. and we'll put out performances and list his attributes and what he's done. If I sat here now and said Martinez has not been very good, people would be like, nah, Martinez is good at this, and this. He performed well at this, and this. So why is it different? Because players certain people like. That's it. What are we doing? He's Darren Fletcher-esque, Tazo. He's Darren Fletcher-esque in terms of like being good off the ball. Like what Darren Fletcher was very good at. Same way with Pat Ji-sung, they're all in like a similar mode. I don't even think he's a bad player. He is. Okay, so we got there. Yeah, here we go. So we got there. Okay, I value pressing and output, so I like Bruno. Yeah. Again, key here, I like him because he's your preference. Cool. But don't question me and say things to me like he's a top player when he's not. And even outside, let's say he does excel at passing. You name one thing. So that makes you a top footballer. But like you said, you value pressing and output. That's cool. Again, people, this is why I have these debates. Not only is it great content, number one, number two, you get to points like this. I'm just interested to see how far people will die on the hill. It's like seeing how far a kid will, embellish on a lie. How much will you exaggerate on a lie? That's what it is. Hey, man, if we rate pressing, Milner and Mason Mount, but no, he said pressing and output. So if they got goals and assists, then it's different. Hey, again, Dennis, you know it. I know it. 7 out of 10 passing is Camavinga. Bruno's not even a better passer than Camavinga. You know this, and I know this. We're all very sensible. We all know this. Again, that's why Joe himself said, I value pressing and his output. What are we doing? Hey, Pac Bandit, I know about Camavinga. You know what I'm saying? The Chouameni. All levels. All levels. I know this. It is. Flawless. The thing is, we've been mediocre for so long that if we see anything that is slightly above average, we parade it like it's the best thing ever. Williams is the truth, unfortunately. You're right. Brandon Williams is a fact. That's why I was there looking at Brandon Williams just because he overlapped, gassing it up, because Shaw just didn't overlap. Like, that's it. What we doing? You're gonna hear me say that a lot, yo. You're gonna hear me say that a lot. I'm saying, is Bruce okay? He's worse than a 7. Oh, that's at someone in the chat who said he's a 7, isn't it? Yeah, I think a 6. I think below average passes fair. But just because he's a below average passer doesn't mean that he can't hit a great pass. I've hit great passes before. I'm worse than a below average passer. I'm saying, I'm worse than a below average passer. I'm not a great long range passer. I've pulled off assist playing that are crazy. Well, does that mean I'm a great passer? No. I just pulled off one. You know what I'm saying? Same way I've finished the ball cold at times playing football. Does that mean I'm a great finisher? No. Because you know what makes you a top finisher and doing them things well? Consistency. Can you do them things consistently? Why we rate Luka Modric so highly is because he consistently passes the ball well. You know what I'm saying? He hits multiple great passes a game, is consistent. I disagree with that. And it's not game by game. One game he might do where he's on point, like Forest. But then for every Forest, there's a Sevilla, there's a Fulham, there's a Newcastle away, there's a Newcastle in the Carabao Cup final, there's a Liverpool away. Just saying, consistency. That's what it is. And this goes back to what I was saying originally when you said it's consistent. No, he don't consistently do it. He's been better this season overall, yes. But does he consistently do it? No, not enough for me. Nah. Please, I'm a 2 out of 10, but let me hit them Pogba S long balls, passing to a goal. I'm gassed. Kaneki, that's it. I've done it. A couple of years ago, I played a through ball with my left foot in between the centre back and the fullback. I even tweeted about it. It's the best assist ever with my left foot. I'll never do that shit again. Ever. But that pass was 10 out of 10. That pass was 10 out of 10. Where we at? Remember how gas we got about Axel after PSG? We thought we were set for the next decade. Yeah, he sold us all a dream, including me. I was fully invested. I was fully involved. I thought, yo, we're back. Man locked up Mbappe. Yeah, United Devil. You see how things come full circle? That we ended up talking about consistency. Yeah, it's crazy. Where else we at? Like, because I've seen Bruno hit some worldies. Some worldies. No, again, I've not said this. Again, Zeki, you keep using the word agenda. You still not answered my question. What have I said about that man that's incorrect? I've not said I criticized all them players in them away games, but we're talking about him in particular. So what we doing here? Again, what have I said about him that's incorrect? Ain't no agenda. Your guy's just not that good. And you went, rather than get mad at him, you want to get mad at me. Yo, hold that. I'm saying in that. If you perform better, I'd shut up. Perform better. Simple as that. Consistency is key. But this man's not consistent. If he was as consistent as he stands, he'd be a world-class footballer. I'm saying. It's all good debates. Every fan got different levels. Yeah, absolutely. It's just that when people come on here and try to tell me about agendas and stuff, one thing I don't have is agendas. Because I've been asking now for the past 5 to 10 minutes, what have I said about him that is incorrect? No one said anything. Just hella bluster and nonsense. And talking about other players. Tell me. What have I said about him that's not facts? This man have already openly admitted he's inconsistent. So what we doing? And he's performed poorly in certain games. So that's all I've said. I want him to perform better. Why is that a bad thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is. No, he's a squad level player. He's a squad level player, Joe. That's what I've said. He's not a squad level player now, like he's going to play in the first team because there's no one better. But if where we want to be, he should be a squad player, in my opinion, because he's not good enough to be playing week in, week out. The levels are Casemiro. The levels are Varane. The levels are Martinez. They're the only first teamers we have. I put Rashford in there too, off of this season. That's it. We got 4 out of a squad of 25, 30. Eriksen, as much as I rate, I don't think Eriksen is first team quality. I don't. Like, it's not. Flawless again lying. When was the game that Bruno had 19 pass attempted with 10 accurate passes and had a good game, please? Because I want to watch that game. I'm late. Look at his stats. It's not exactly them numbers, but look at them stats. There's games where Bruno's had 50% possession, 50% pass accuracy, 60% pass accuracy. Them games is out there. Don't believe me? Go check the stats. He didn't have them exact numbers where he had 19 passes and it was only 10 right. But has he had 50% pass accuracy? Yes. Has he had 60% pass accuracy in games? Yes. Has he had 70% pass accuracy in games? Also, yes. Go and check the numbers. So what we talking about? Who's lying? I don't lie. I don't do with you. Man, don't lie on here. Never. One thing I don't do is lie. Again, I've been asking you, Zeki, for the past 10, 15 minutes. What's the agenda? What have I said about him that's incorrect? Because I never said he had those numbers either. So what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Never did them words leave my mouth where I said, yo, we don't. He's had them numbers. I said he's had similar numbers. Definitely had similar numbers. How are we doing? I get shout out Statman Baines. I can get numbers of Statman Baines easily. And I've got numbers of Baines for certain games. Not always Bruno, other players as well, like Trent and stuff, when I'm just running bants and just running jokes. So yeah, no one ain't lying. Again, people try to catch me out. How about Bruno just performs better? How about that? Perform better. Sabitza's another player as well who I've said squad player at best. He's a squad player. Oh yeah, the Bruno stands, yeah, they're as bad as Ollie stands. Well, like I said, when Bruno gets moved on, like, he's not playing as much, they'll disappear like the Ollie stands. Like the Ronaldo stands. Now, if it's not even that, the thing is, United Devils is flawless. You got a channel for a reason. You know your footy, bro. I couldn't do what you do. I appreciate it. I'm just here giving my opinions. I get more things wrong than I get right. I'll openly admit that. I get more things wrong than I get right. However, one thing I know I'm spot on about is this guy. And I've been saying it for the longest. Bear in mind, I give him a blight. Like, I give him ample time. I wasn't so critical of him in like his first season. Even so much his second season. How many seasons has he been in now? Is it free? Let me know in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Dominic's back. You know what I'm saying? And how have I got it wrong again? What have I said incorrect about this guy? How come no one can't dispute my opinion on him? What have I said? Tell me a statement that I've made on him that is wrong. Please. Zeki still not told me that. Zeki said I have an agenda and has still not poked holes in it. Poke holes in my argument. I'm here to learn. Like, I'm here. We had Starlord saying before he disappeared. We had Joe saying, I just like pressing on his output. Cool. Then I know. Is it 3 seasons he's been there first? So what have I said that's incorrect about him? Does I answer all you lot's questions? I'll do no smoke. Look, no questions. It's easy. Like I say, Dominic finally popped back up. Welcome back, Dominic. Good to have you here. What did I say about him that's incorrect? I'm waiting. I wish I had the time of music. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not. All right, go away, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, always mentioning my boys and that. Don't mention my brothers. Go away, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, just be chatting shit. You know what I'm saying? Shut up, man. Go away. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. I say, like I've not criticized Sancho, but we move. I legit spoke on having the come to Jesus talk about Sancho. Again, anyone talking rubbish, mentioning my bros' names, blocked instantly. You're gone. Talk about me. Talk about me. Tired of it. I'm saying and that. Tired of it. Talk about me. Talk about my opinions on it. Yeah, again, he ain't got an agenda. People flawless as a United fan like me got high standards. End of. Opposition fans will always come at you flawless. Opposition fans are fans who have their favorites. This is the thing. I've been asking the same question now for about 10, 15 minutes. What have I said that's incorrect about this footballer? What have I said? And still nobody said anything. No, forget all that, Joe. I'm not even talking. You might not be talking to me, my bad. I don't think you're talking to me, but that's to you, Joe, Zeki, or anybody else. Or anybody else. What have I said that's incorrect about him? I want to say agendas. Okay, what have I said that's not right? And I'm making up stats and shit. What are we doing? What are we doing? Anyway, continue to bump up the likes, people. Continue to bump up the likes. How many likes are we on? We're at 53 likes. Big up, man. We're at also, let's see this. Where are we at? Subscribers. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't, man. Still short of 6,320. Here, bump up the subscribers as well. Flawless, I hear you, man. My bro Bruno stands. I like ManDem stands in my fan base. I grew up as a kid with Roberto Carlos and a teenager with Marcelo. Yeah, you've had two great left backs. Don't even think about it like that. With Roberto Carlos and Marcelo. You've had two quality. You know what I'm saying? You lot are talking to each other in the chat. Cool. And you lot be atting each other when you're in the chat. So I know you're not talking to me. Like, I'm cool with you lot speaking to each other. That's absolutely fine. But that's fine. But so he just doesn't confuse me. Yeah, United Devil, nothing wrong with having high standards. This is what I've said. Even players I'm fans of, I'm like, move on. I've said this for the longest. I'm a fan of Ericsson, not move on, but we need an improvement in that area. Absolutely. Need an improvement in that area. Without doubt. It is. Hey, Ed, big up, man. Large up everyone that's locked in, man. Big up you lot. Do enjoy these debates. Like I say, it's just when people start talking rubbish and mentioning other people's names. Talk about what I said. Don't worry about what's going on elsewhere. If you feel a way about me, click the X button. Simple as that. No one's forcing you to be here. Kaneki says, imagine I watch Pogba, Scholes, Park, and Kagawa, but I'm supposed to accept Bruno and McTominay because why I have high standards. I want players to start. I want players that start for everyone. Bruno don't start for any top five. Hey, uncomfortable conversations. You know what I'm saying? Hey, United for Life, big ups. It's flawless. I won £100 last night from a Ramadan television show last night, just for fun. I put that money on United to win the FA Cup. Yeah, if it happens, ticket, hotel covered for summer vacation. Hey, enjoy, man. You know what I'm saying in that. But why did you put that money on United to win the FA Cup? You should have done that. You should have put it on the Europa League if he was going to bet on us. But it's maybe the odds. Nobody is saying Bruno is Cantona level. I'm just saying you guys disrespect Bruno too much. Zeki, where is the disrespect? What have I said? Unless you're talking to other people in the chat. But like I keep asking, what have I said that is so disrespectful and so over the top and is incorrect? Again, there's nothing, people. I know I'm spot on about this. Yeah. I don't get it. Man, I always want to mention a Rants or mention a Aaron or mention a Saeed and that. No, talk to me. Talk to me. All right, what we doing here? It's because if you disagree with my opinion, cool. Or if you feel a way about it, click the X button. Like I say, you can disappear. That's fine. Hey, big up to my guy Eddie every single time. Just shout out my dog. Hit the like button and subscribe if you're new. Big up, large. Joe R says our manager that we all rate values Bruno as a key player, and no one's disputed that. Now you're saying things that nobody has said. No one has said that Ten Hag doesn't value him. Who said this? I don't get what this is a red herring. Nobody has said that Ten Hag doesn't value him. What are we talking about? Like, who said he doesn't value? I think he values him, yes. Out of what he's got. Yo, Flawless is just being honest. I'm a fan of Bruno, but even I can take off my rose-tinted specs and see when he's not being good. Yeah, we watched him against Sevilla not be good. We watched that. Like, we watched that. Yeah, and people also this. Ten Hag values him as a squad player because he's not got nobody else. That's also a factor. That's also a major factor. Yeah. Like, it's crazy. The thing is, though, Tazer, it's not even no disrespect. Yeah. All right, this is not it. Do you think, Mohamed running bans? Do you think we miss Bruno as Sabitzer injured and Eriksen came back? Say that again, Mohamed, and I'll answer that. That's true. Oh, it's higher odds United for life. Fair. It is. Again, I've been asking Zeki the comment that does not go answer. Let me not answer no questions. You're not going to go irate, but we move. Let's see where else we at. Pardon me. Flawless, we need to talk about Martial, fam. I kind of want to see him play besides Veghorst. No, Martial just needs to perform better. Even though he's not been bad, I need more from him, I should say. I need more from him now. That's all it is. Oh, the odds not good for United winning the Europa League. All right, fair. Make sure you gamble responsibly, people, as well. And only if you're over the legal age, wherever you're at. That's it. Like I said, people just a lot of bluster with this Bruno guy. It's hella bluster, empty things, and nothing about that man's footballing ability. Yeah, that's it. Man are talking about Sabitzer and all this type of nonsense. Like, Sabitzer's not good enough either. I want to see Sabitzer in the first team. He's a squad. He's like Bruno, squad player at best. I've already said I want Sabitzer as 5. I want to upgrade on Eriksen. I want a backup to Casemiro and Sabitzer. So you'd have Casemiro backup, upgrade on Eriksen, and the 5 as well. New question. Can we talk about how good Anthony was yesterday? When all the people are in there cocking him for no reason. Now when he performs, you got to give him his flowers. I did speak on this earlier, Taza. You would have missed it, but agreed. That's the best performance I've seen him put out in a Manchester United shirt, and he was very, very good. Very, very good. And like you said, people want to criticize him, and do I believe some of the criticism is over the top? Yes. Some of it is fair. But yesterday, if he performs like that, that shuts people up. That's why there's nobody in here criticizing him. There's nobody in here criticizing that man because he's performed to a high level. And this is why I give it more, it's blessed as well. I give him more of a defense because it's his first season. So you're getting more of a blind. But second season, I need that. That needs to be the level you're at. That needs to be you at your worst because the ability is there. Anthony's talented. He was direct yesterday as well. Using his right foot, cutting on the inside, was going around the outside, defensively helping out. Great ball carrier as always ask for the ball, whether he's in tight situations or not. I've been a fan of Anthony, but now I just need to see more. I not only need to see better performances, I need more goals and assists. I need both. But we got that yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Like, we 110% got that. Not only did we get the goal and the assist, we got overall performance. Because people like to act like you can have one with it. You can only have one. No, you can have both. Bring me both. You know what I'm saying in that? Bring me both. That's what I would say. Absolutely. Bring me both. 100%. That's it. Zaki, I don't know if you're talking. Oh, say, Zaki, you need to answer my question first. Why do I have an what have I said about him that's incorrect? Because you said I have an agenda on Bruno. We're not getting away from that. You answer my question, I'll answer yours. But yeah, Anthony, very, very good. Yeah, United, the devil. Martial still does look kind of rusty. You know what I'm saying? He should have scored yesterday, though. That's a bad miss. The header, that's a bad miss. Should have scored. 100%. Without doubt. Should have scored. Yeah. What's this? Yeah, Tazo. We said this on the watch along. If this is his flaw, then I think we have a serious player on our hands. He cuts in and shoots a lot. Imagine if he can convert even half those shots. He'd score so much since he shoots a lot. And I'm with that. I don't mind him cutting in and having 4, 5, 6 shots. Confidence. You know what I'm saying in that? Confidence. Nah, Brian, he was better than okay. Anthony was very good yesterday. He was arguably man of the match. He was very good yesterday. He wasn't okay. Goals and assists he got, his overall play was good as well. You know what I'm saying? Constant. Hey, Joe, big up, man. Bless. We're going to close out shortly anyway. Now, I don't see Kaneki. I don't see the Martial and Veghorst playing together. What you say? Martial in the 10 and Veghorst off him. I don't really like it. Or Veghorst in the 10, Martial off him. I don't see it. I really don't. Flawless isn't Wan-Bissaka a big help to Anthony? Link up very well. Big kudos to Juan. Yeah, he's been playing well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, we know Zeki's dodging like he got 5-star. That's hilarious. Man, still ain't answered the question. So I'm not answering any else. Simple as that. That's how it works. Hey, continue to bump up the likes, you lot. We're at 54 likes. I'm saying, get us up to 60. Make sure you subscribe as well. We're back here 11:30 p.m. for Doing the Most, which is the Premier League show. I am going to do my best to bring you lot Leeds versus Liverpool at 8 p.m. I'm saying I'm gonna do my very, very best, very, very best to bring you lot Leeds versus Liverpool on the Twitch, because I've got Battle of the North at 7. So see if I get off there in time. Because I actually want to watch Leeds versus Liverpool. Yeah, people have to twist the words because they can't just bulldoze on my argument. Shut me up. Taza will do it. Eddie will do it. You know what I'm saying? And like other people, if I say something they disagree with, the Jets, whoever will poke holes in my argument. Don't talk about others. If I sat here right now and said, well, Anthony wasn't that good yesterday, Taza going to be the first one in the comments to say something. And rightfully so. Or if we're on a stream and I say, he's going to be like, nah, that's not it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is. See, that's why he said it. He'd be like, yo, hold that. What are you talking about? To Pat Bandit, you said about Rance. Rance, it was his birthday a couple of days ago. So he's on holiday, but he's back tomorrow. I spoke to him yesterday. So he's back tomorrow. But yeah, he's good. He's good. Yeah, United Devil, man. This ain't no echo chamber. If this was an echo chamber, I wouldn't have half the panelists I do. Not only are they all knowledgeable about football, they all assholes as well. You know what I'm saying? So they go that not only are they going to poke holes in the argument, they'll do it in a dickheadish way. Like they'll do it like Egypt. It ain't no echo chamber. Like, look how opinionated they are. Like, everybody on this channel got a friggin' opinion. Like, everybody. Taz is a prime example of that. Eddie's another one. Jez, you know what I'm saying? And the Ahmed, Peter, Surfer, the whole 9. Like, I picked the panelists who I have on purpose. I wanted opinionated people on it. Like, that's it. But my point is to give them credit and give the majority of you lot credit. If I say something that's incorrect, you lot are going to poke holes in it. You know, I ain't gonna say, oh, it's an agenda, or it's this, it's that. No, you know what I'm saying in that. You know what I'm saying? You're wrong because of this, and that. I don't rate, so nah, I disagree with what you said because of this, and that. Don't talk about other players. Don't talk about last year and leading better players around him and blah, 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 and all that. You know what I'm saying in that? Like, what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? What are we doing? Poor away, is that poor flawless? Poor away forming matches. Chelsea, Fulham, first half masterclasses, but because Alanga and Sancho were bad, so them games he got told to change his position and he fell off because, say that again, because of that. All right, that's 2 matches. That's 2 games. So because he played well in 2 matches, okay, and there's been plenty of poor away performances from him outside of that. I didn't say, again, I'm very particular with what I say. I didn't say he's been poor away from home all the time. I said he has poor away performances. Yes. Newcastle and Liverpool, 2 off the top of my head. Was it just him? No, but we're talking about him. He was poor in those 2 games. I didn't say he's been poor all the time. No, I said some. His poor away form, which is the case. And the list can go on. I'm looking at the fixtures right now. He was good against Forest. Give him that. He was good against Forest. 100%. He was. Same way he's good away to Barcelona as well. What are we doing? What are we talking about? I'm saying he was nothing special away at Leeds. Where else? I'm just going through all the away games as well. Arsenal away. Awful. Palace away. Did he not get caught for the goal? Against Palace. See, that's just off the top. Let me don't even start again. What are we talking about? I forgot. I forgot about games. I'm so used to him performing poorly. So, incorrect. What are we doing? Nah. We'll get to the Arsenal slander probably on doing the most. So yeah. Again, people think it's one size fits all. A player can play well sometimes. A player can play poorly sometimes. This is why the key word here, consistency, people. In anything you do in life, anything especially you're competing in, consistency. What do a lot of you lot say about me and this channel? Hard working, consistency. If I was here out of every 4 Mondays, the majority of you lot wouldn't be here. Wouldn't be here because we don't know when he's going to show up. Imagine I planned the show 4:30 and I was like Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Obviously Thursdays, if it's European, you won't get it. But imagine I just showed up just on the Monday, and then the next week it was just the Friday, or the week after it was just the Tuesday. You'd be like, I like the channel, but he's not consistent. You don't know what you're getting. Consistency, and that's doing this. Never mind competing at the highest level of sport, which is what Manchester United are doing. Yeah, I know they hella reaching. I'm saying, I know they hella reaching. Leicester wasn't away. Leicester was at home. Zeki. I'm saying. But my point is, I never said all. I said some. Because he's performed poorly at home as well. And he's performed well at home. You know what the key word is? He's been inconsistent. Against Forest, very good. Against Fulham, Newcastle, not so good. Against Barcelona away, very good. Against Barcelona at home, not so good. There's kind of a thing here, you know? The big C word, consistency. You know what I'm saying? Starts with C, ends with Y. Yeah. He did Taza. Yeah. I hear that. It's all mad. It's all crazy. Bruno assisted Zaha against. So I forget about certain games. I'm used to him. So again, no agendas. He's performed poorly. Like I say, yeah, Leicester at home, he was very good. And I was here praising him and saying, very good. Now do that again. Hey, Taza, you at Egypt for that comment as well. But again, so where's the agenda? Because we agree. If you're unsure of what I've said, just ask me. That's all I say. If you're unsure of what I said, just ask me, people. It's really not tough. Because I know some things can get confusing. But I've never said he's poor all the time. I've said I think he's a good squad player. He's Park Ji-sung. Park Ji-sung is someone I'm a massive fan of. But yeah, we could list his good performances. We can list his bad performances. Limit them bad performances. Perform well against Brighton. That's what I want him to do. Match that up. He performed well against Forest. Now do that against Brighton on Sunday. Please. I'm on my knees. Pause. Perform well against Brighton on the Sunday in the FA Cup semi-final. And then who have we got after that? I'm just running through our fixture list now as we speak. Then we play West Ham away. When's the Europa League, actually? Let me check the Europa League before we close out. Let me check Europa. When's the potential semi-finals? Oh, the 11th of May. So yeah, then perform well away at West Ham. And then in the Europa League semi-final first leg. And then the game at home to Wolves. And then the Europa League let's start putting games together. Let's start. All that GNA in the first 18 months blinds people from Bruno's flaws. I hear you, man. But hey, love to everyone that's locked in. Big up you lot. Great show as always. Large up you lot as always. You know what I'm saying? Large up to those that didn't make it, but we move. You know what I'm saying? As long as we keep it respectful, that's all well and good. This show will be back tomorrow, people, 4:30 p.m. Myself and Ivorian. So Ivorian will be talking all things Forest, looking ahead to the Sevilla game as well. Obviously, all the injuries, who we can play, who we can't, etc. as well. I think it's flawless. We ain't getting the best out of our players because look at the state we're in. I agree with you, United Devil. I've already said I pushed the majority of these players off a cliff, metaphorically speaking. But anyways, we're going to close out. Love to you lot. How many likes did we even get to? I know it was high. We got up to 55 likes. Hey, big up you lot, man. We got up to 55 likes. So large up you lot. But yeah, Battle of the North is 7 p.m. And then obviously you got Doing the Most here at 11:30 p.m. as well. By the way, talk about Maddison's performances for Leicester this season. Not good. That's why Leicester are in the situation they're in. He hasn't performed to a high level. What are we talking about? I'll admit that. What are we doing? But I've seen him perform to a high enough level over the course of seasons. I've seen him impact the games for them lot at the highest level. I've seen him be pretty much not the main, actually sometimes the main man or one of the two of the main men in terms of helping his team win a trophy. Because he was there for the FA Cup, right? Yeah, he was. I've seen him help his team overachieve and finish 5th twice. But it's not just Maddison. If we don't sign Maddison, go get me another number 10. I just want a new number 10. Same way we got linked with Frimpong. I don't even know what Frimpong looks like. But I just want a new right back. Oh, he's pace and power? Cool. Go get me a number 10 of this profile who can receive the ball on a half turn. Please. Who will receive the ball behind the opposition midfield and in front of the midfield defense. That's what it is. Bring me someone who's better. Whether that's Maddison or someone else. The man is saying, by the way, talk about Maddison's performance like I haven't. I'm not you, Zeki. I don't duck no questions. What are you talking about? So you don't answer this easily, swimmingly well. Is that even the correct phrase? Yeah, very well. I'll duck nothing. I'm saying, has Maddison been good this season? No. But would I still take him? Yes. Even if Leicester get relegated, yes, I've seen enough. Even against City, where he should have scored actually, where he missed the set, and then he set up Iheanacho and Iheanacho missed. I'm like, you're a top quality player. I've been a fan of Maddison. I'm sold. Same way Ivan Toney missed the penalty. I'm not saying don't go get me Ivan Toney. Sold on Ivan Toney. Go get me him. Seen enough. Same way with Maddison. We've been performing at a high level for Leicester for 3-4 years now. Been performing at a better level than Bruno in a worse team, quote unquote. Many will have you believe. Let me actually check his numbers. How long has he been in the league? Let me see. Let me check. 26. Let me have a look. Oh, he's Midlands born. Okay, I did not know that. Let's see this. Yeah, he's been in the Premier League since 2018. I like that. He gets goals and assists. Even in a poor season, he's going to hit double figures. He's got 9 goals. He's got 9 goals. Playing poorly, I don't know his assists. And he's not been at the level he's not been at the level that we know he can play at. And he's still putting up numbers. So imagine what he can do in our team. With a Casemiro and an Eriksen, or a Casemiro and an upgrade on an Eriksen. Sold. And if they get relegated, even better because it makes them cheaper. Shout out my guy Maddis. But yes, anyway, love to everyone who has locked in. See, that's how you answer a question and end the show, people. This has been the ManDem United podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up for tuning in.